we are not showing hardware, we are talking about software right now. I'm here with Ian from Ready Set Sim, and he's got a very interesting thing. It's a configurator, or rather, it's two, right?
Correct. We have a sim figurator, as we call it, simulator configurator that's going to support both new people and experienced sim racers in finding their right components. As we all know, as you know, and everyone here, as we're seeing that there's so many new components being introduced to the market, hard to keep track of all of them. So we wanted to create a tool that was going to support users based off of their budget, racing preferences, country of origin, you name it. We wanted to get a tool that was going to present to them a best possible configuration for them for hardware. Our main goal, as it says in the back of my shirt, is to simplify sim racing. That's everything we want to do. So with our tool of our Simfigurator, our sim rig builder, we know that in our next phases as well, we're always going to be trying to create a better sense of enjoyment and a less intrusive and intimidating start for sim racers, as it can be quite a bit. Based off of the numbers I ran, which is going to go up today, obviously, with all the new products coming out, over 300 million combinations between wheels, pedals, wheelbases, cockpits, monitor stands, you name it, right? There's too many. And so we want to have a tool. Right now, there's not AI, but we'll have AI integration in a couple months. We started a year ago, and I messed around with a little bit of my own ChatGPT configurations, and it was close, but I knew that we needed to kind of do it ourselves first. So right now we're gathering data from all the manufacturers. We're gathering user data. What do users want? What are their preferences? How can we make sure that we're actually pairing them with the right products? Knowing that in a couple of months, when we have some user data, we can train our AI algorithm correctly, and it'll start giving more of a personalized approach to every configuration we make. So last week we went live with both our Simfigurator and our SimRig Builder. Got quite a few users, getting some really good feedback on it, knowing that it wasn't going to be perfect to start. And everyone was at first like, why am I getting a Fanatec wheelbase with this SimiCube wheel with Thrustmaster pedals? And I said, exactly, it's working. It's providing you a configuration, not something that I would ever recommend to anybody. So getting a lot of the feedback, working on our algorithm right now, and going to perfect it. So it's going to be a lot of community input and a lot of community feedback that's really going to make this thing successful.
How much is it gonna cost me if I go there to build up my own rig, my own system?
Absolutely free for all users. And I think that was really important to us too, is that we didn't want to have a paywall or any other hindrances when there's already so many of that to start sim racing. So currently, all you have to do is create your configuration or do your sim rig builder option, where you can pick and choose your own components. And then we have an opportunity for you to go right to the manufacturer's website, right to the product, actually buy now from the product website, and go from there.
How do you finance yourselves?
Currently, it has been all self-financed. Thought it was going to be quick and easy, and learned quickly that it's not quick and easy or cheap, which is kind of the reason why I was wondering, like, why isn't this around in our industry today, right? We looked at the similar models of like a PC parts builder and some other configuration tools that we've seen out there, and I'm like, why doesn't this exist for sim racing yet? So I made this because of an issue I ran into a year ago, and I was trying to find the right components after looking for months. Looking for a tool to help me find the right components, and I finally found a guy on YouTube, liked what he had, and spent whatever he had on his. So that is kind of where we're at right now, and looking for potentially in the future for as we're growing here in the next couple months to really get another partner on board that's really going to launch us to where we want to be a year from now and 2 years from now.
Do you have a Patreon or on other way where people who are grateful for your services can help you?
I have no Patreon. I have no sort of donations of any sort. Again, I wanted this to be free for everybody. We do have, again, with the affiliates with some of the manufacturers as well. Also in the near future, though, we will have another revenue models that'll be coming in that'll be able to support current and new sim racers in their experience with sim racing, with the communities. A lot more to come on that, and I'll be sure to reach out to you when we get close to that. It's going to incorporate a lot more of community aspect, but make it easier to, without saying too much, find new equipment, trade in new equipment, sell your used equipment, all in one platform.
So sim racing eBay.
Potentially a sim racing eBay, but it's going to be much more intuitive, much more user friendly. there are other marketplaces out there. We know they exist. Facebook Marketplace exists. The amount of posts we see, though, people getting scammed, not sure if they're doing it right. We know that we can support that user need base as well.
To say that I'm absolutely, completely, utterly new to sim racing,
Yes.
which based on my driving, we could say I am, but let's not go there. Let's say that. I go to your to the website, to the Ready Set Sim website, and then I say I'm bloody new,
Yep.
and I want what do I find?
So the questions will be like, what's your experience? And the first, one of the options out there is no experience, right? I have no prior equipment. So we'll ask your experience level. Then we'll ask, do you own any equipment? If you're a beginner, probably not. And then we ask your budget. Those are the big three key things we want to know. And then the fourth one is, what are you looking to purchase? Some people just want a wheel. Some people want wheels, pedals, wheelbase pedals. And a lot of new beginners don't know that they need a wheelbase, right? So they might say wheel and pedals, and we're not just going to provide them a wheel and pedals. Currently, that's what it'll do, but very shortly we'll know that, okay, based off your experience and your budget, and you would just want a wheel and pedals, we also are probably going to give you a kit, right? That includes the wheelbase, the wheel, the pedals, whether it be Thrustmaster or Logitech, whatever it be.
So you say, here's what you wanted to know, but you might want to look into this too.
Yes, we'll be there very shortly, especially when our AI integrates into there. I really wanted to replicate myself and other people and experts in the industry who I knew, because they're the ones who are perfect at recommending, and we'll get there eventually. But I knew that without some sort of technology, when I first started this, it was me creating a PDF recommending things individually. And after I got 20 responses in 2 weeks, I realized that I can't do this. So then I tried integrating AI, and I realized with the boom of AI recently, that this is the future. And I know that future for not just sim racing, but for everything. We all know that. But I wanted to be one of the first people within sim racing to really integrate AI. As we're seeing a few more other companies out here also integrating with AI, but we're going to be the first. We are currently the only configurator for sim racing components that aren't just for a specific manufacturer. There are other configurators for Logitech components and other dealers, and have configurations for just what they're selling. We want to be completely unbiased with everything you're recommending and include everything that's out there to buy. I started Ready Set Sim because of a problem I ran into, and someone like me who just wants to race. I'm not some people love the search and love the grind for finding their components. I just wanted to go fast and crash. I'm not a good driver, but I really wanted to race, and so I wanted to create a tool that's going to allow everyone to find their components quicker, and I want to make that for everybody else. So I hope everyone will come and join this community. They'll give the support to Ready Set Sim as we grow. Any feedback is helpful, and looking forward to the next year until 2025 when we have this conversation again. It's going to be a lot different. So.
All right, looking forward to your development, and see you at least or the very last in 25.
Yes.